to weekly team review. Doggo, Aragorn, and you know who. They will be friendly, no hate or lies. At the end of the show, you vote who dies.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 in week 4 of the RD2L Monday podcast. My name is Hungry Phenix, and I'm here again with Aragorn and Real Chef Doggo, and we've got a special guest today, our community monitor and actual member of the zookeeping squad, Mr. Ira.
Quiet.
Things over to Mr. Doggo now.
All right. So the first game or series that I have pulled up is the Han versus Icicle series. So we have 4 series that we didn't watch, 4 that we did, and the 4 that we did we're going over last, obviously, and then the first 4 we're just gonna try and breeze through real quick. So Icicle Han looks close for like 35 minutes and then spirals out of control.
You want to go over our predictions for this series?
Oh yeah. Let me you guys feel while I pull it up, please. Forgot.
So I played with Tommy Ruggs, and
Yeah.
he was kind of quiet, but he was like he had no patience for my other teammate. But well, it was Venom, but still.
Oh.
So I don't know what kind of like dynamic they had here, but it may change now that they have a new player.
All right.
Yeah,
I
this
have
team was doing pretty well in the vibes, but Tommy didn't like his other team, so he was toxic over there.
All right. I have our predictions. Phoenix had a 0-2 for Icicle. Aragorn, you had a 1-1, and I also had an 0-2 for Icicle. So, me and Phoenix, we win. We got it.
Yeah. There was a total of 0 1-1s this week. It was all 2-0s.
Yeah.
That was really
Wait,
interesting.
which Aragorn, you had 3 1-1s. I put 4, and Phoenix also put 4. We put a lot of
Those are all
1-1s.
wrong.
We thought these were going to be good matchups this week, but apparently we're just fucking wrong.
I mean, a good amount of the games were close. They just ended up being on the same team winning both games.
Yeah, true.
How many stand-ins did Han have?
I
see.
can check.
I don't know.
Let me see. So his normal team is Cookie, Yikes, Illis, Alvaroth. He had
just won for
Yikes,
Alvaroth.
Illis, Cookie. Yeah, just one.
I
And
think
Alibot.
I may have diagnosed what went wrong for the Radiant this game.
What
Look
went
at
wrong?
Han's SK Aghanim timing, 31
Oh.
minutes. Pre-nerf patch, by the way.
Yeah, that's
That is,
on a mid
Yeah.
Sand King too. On a
yeah,
mid.
you
rushed
should have like a
Blinkens because of-
12-minute Ags. What does this Blink Dagger do? Nothing.
I think he rushed the Lincolns because of the LC.
The Lincolns is fine, but like the Blink,
Yeah, you need the Ags to do literally anything for this team. You're the only crowd control outside of Wyvern ulti. Like most team fights are and how they go are purely determined on how the Sand King does. If he
Like, he
doesn't
went
have this
max-
Ags, it's
he went Max Stinger against a ranged hero as well. I also don't. Oh no, sorry.
No,
it's,
he was against the Void Pyramid.
yeah,
it's
he's
a
against
carry.
the Void
Yeah,
Spirit.
Okay. Then
So-
the Max Stinger makes sense.
He absolutely dumpsters the lane, gets a ton out of it, and puts it into a 12-minute Blink, 24-minute Lincolns. Which he's definitely
Yeah,
getting
but it's
more
a
value if
target
he
lane.
just goes for this Ags. I mean, even a target lane, like, Target had an absolute fucking shitty time.
Yeah, but like winning against Target is nothing. He's just gonna run around the map, unless it's Lone Druid or Visage. But he finds his way to like do stuff after he loses lane.
He
Sure.
if he did a lot in that game, he did it with absolutely 0 fucking items. He had
Tommy-
Treads, Yasha at 13, and then Lincoln's at 24, and then didn't
Yeah, Tommy-
finish Axe until 32.
Tommy
Tommy
like
owned
super
this
popped off
game.
this game.
Yeah, 54,000 damage. I don't really know what this Invoker hero does anymore.
He has everything underlined on his stats, so he pretty much soloed this game. Looks like.
He
go,
kind of
like,
yeah, like
QE.
his building damage is off the charts as well. I feel like he probably just like
He just hits like a
crazy
truck.
pick
went
as
some
well.
sort of like right click build, right? Like,
Yeah.
Went carry Invoker.
yeah.
I mean, all he has is a fucking pike, SNY Lincoln's Plasma. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's just right clicking the shit out of people.
Yeah, and to be
Yes,
fair, he
this
has
goes well.
three setup heroes, right?
I think they
And,
also did a good choice this draft, actually picking Icicle as Undying.
Yeah, for sure.
They were just ignoring his good heroes before, which is kind of weird.
Looks like some just bad item things that went on, probably. So game 2, Pudge mid on Han. That's seems
Yeah,
so questionable for me.
I don't like this draft at all.
You need Han on something not Pudge, I think.
I mean, they got the first pick Zeus, which is good.
It did
And they
do
put
the
on
most
4.
damage for their team by 1k. So, and then Target got the SK this time. And this Night's. What do you guys think of this Night Soccer hero?
Matt Joman popped off.
Matt Joman, yeah, crushed.
I don't think you can.
Phylactery Blink at 15 is crazy.
I mean, Night Rain is kind of nice because you start the lane on nighttime, but you also don't have your level ups yet, so your skills aren't that good even though it's nighttime.
I think it still makes it like a little bit easier of a lane, like because
It's okay.
Night Stalker's prior
more
weakness
regen.
was being able to survive until 5 minutes, and
It just
now
makes it
he
so when it
easily
turns to the
survives.
daytime, when it turns to daytime at 5 minutes 15 seconds, you're very, very weak.
You're
Until
pretty
you get your
close
ultimate,
to
and you usually
be.
do not have ultimate now. You're usually like level 4, I've noticed, when you get out of that time.
Yeah.
So it takes like 3 more minutes before you get your ultimate, so you're very weak at that time frame usually.
Yeah.
I feel like the Dire safe lane did not capitalize on that weakness
Probably
of
not.
timing.
They lost all their lanes except for middle.
How
They
bad
did 400
did they lose
building
this
damage,
lane?
which that must be a record low.
They lost this lane by, let's see, 3.6 plus 1.5 is about 5k net worth between them. They lost this lane by almost 3,000 net worth.
Yeah, this is it's a crazy lane stomp.
That's actually so fucking bad.
And they have nothing really against. This is a first pick Night Stalker, by the way.
Yeah,
so they picked Gyro Shaman into it, thinking it would win, and they lost by like what 3k, 4k in lane.
They lost by 3k in lane.
Yeah, that.
And meanwhile,
should not happen.
This.
I mean, I know Matt Joman is.
He's very good.
He's
their
very
best
good,
player,
but
still.
And then this
Target also solo
fucking
killed Han
Ursa
in mid, I
also. Oh god. This
Looks like
Ursa
he got
also
I mean,
just
this
shit
mid
stomped his
Pudge-
lane.
They
So
kind of just had trading kills mid, probably.
I don't know.
yeah, this second game is a bit of a wash.
I don't like the Dire draft at all. So
No, neither do I.
They just
So
got stomped.
next one we got is Weirwood versus Shay Doctor. We put this as Phenix. You had 2-0 for Shay. Aragorn, you had 2-0 for Shay, and I put 1-1. So this is a 2-0 for Shay. Or 2-0 for Weirwood, actually.
yeah, we got this one wrong.
Everyone got it wrong.
I was the closest. I'll take that. Power of friendship.
I don't know, man. This Weirwood team is like uber inconsistent.
Yeah.
Last week they looked like terrible, and this week they just owned.
They probably just played against the worst team, is what I think.
Did they have
Maybe.
a stand-in last week or no? This is their full
Yeah, they
roster.
did.
Oh, they did.
They did?
Bender. Yeah.
Oh, they had a stand-in for Bender, which
Yeah, but I
think
feel
that
like
you're immortal
was
3k. How does this team just have 3 immortals? Like
It's a Weirwood team.
it's
This
Weirwood.
t-
You got like 900 gold.
this team has 3 immortals and they're now just barely at the 50% win rate.
And Bender also put that he wanted to play support
Yeah.
and then you got forced into core. So people
then
might have dodged
Shay,
him on the draft.
the Shay Dr. Axe did not have a good time.
Nope.
He's lower net worth than Yami. That's
I got crushed on the side lanes.
yeah. This is just a absolute fucking shit stomp.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I'd have to. That's one to watch.
Nerd
I
didn't
feel like
Like,
it's really
you-
hard to.
Nerd didn't have
Gets bad
too
on Axe.
bad a net worth disadvantage against Haptic at 12 though. So I'm a little confused how this one's a loss. Probably just because of the 3 and 4 deaths versus 2 and 1. But
Yeah, Shaman
I mean,
died.
it combines your support net worth as well.
Shaman died 4 times before 10 minutes, so that
So
was
if your 3 is equal to their 1, but then your 5 is like way behind their 4, you'll lose the lane
Oh,
when Dota buff.
yeah, it's purely just the
It's
XP.
combined.
Yeah.
Well, it
It's
combines
the
your
XP
supports.
disadvantage because there's only like a 500 net worth discrepancy between the supports in the lane, but there's over 1k XP.
Yeah, XP is a big factor too.
Yeah, I don't know how you give Haptic Night Stalker and give Scurvy Pudge.
Yeah,
They
the
What are
banned
first
you?
the first
Good
pick
tanking
Pudge.
Veno. Wonder why they banned Veno.
I mean, Veno's pretty decent right now. I think it's good for the most part.
They pick it last week.
I don't understand the
game-
Ursa ban in the first phase. That's a big confusing one for me. Is why are they banning Ursa for a 9 pick?
It's Bender.
Under Ursa.
Bender's best hero by far.
Is Ursa even good enough for a first pick?
Yeah.
I think for
Really?
Bender probably.
Pre-nerf, absolutely. Especially if you have a specialist on it.
See how good is Bender's Ursa? 200 games, 62.5% win rate. Yeah, I think probably want to ban it.
It's also one of
Especially-
those carries that can like feed off of low MMR supports and RD2L, right?
Are you really scared of it with Immortal 3K plus Archon 4 versus Immortal 1.7 and Unranked Immortal? Like
Yami is not immortal.
Yeah, he is.
he is immortal
got
on
Immortal.
Dota buff. I'm looking
He
at
is
it right
immortal
Immortal
got
in
here.
Immortal.
Client. He got Immortal.
Holy.
Yep.
Like they're the MMR
Okay,
wise,
well, I
they
think we
should
had him at like
clap
Ancient
them.
3 on the auction, so that's probably why they have 3 immortals.
And he recalibrated and then got to Divine 4 or something, and then he kept going to get to Mortal.
No, Yami's on Nerd's team. Like,
Yeah.
so like
They only
the
have
three
two
immortal,
immortals.
the 3 immortals are on Weirwoods.
What did
Yeah.
we have Yami at?
Yami's
like-
second highest MMR on.
Yeah, we had Yami at Ancient 1
on
on the
Chase team.
auction.
Yeah, and he ranked up.
Yeah.
He recalibrated.
So
Recalibration goes burr.
I really question like trying to like super ban out Bender here if your off lane should be this strong with 2 immortals.
They didn't even super ban him. They just banned one hero.
Yeah.
They banned one hero, yeah.
They banned Ursa and then 2 of the Lifestealer's questionable, but I guess it's PA matchup against it. I don't
I think
know.
it's a solid ban when you have a Pudge.
Yeah.
Okay. Game 2.
Or I guess that was on the against the Pudge, but yeah.
Game 2 is a little closer up until 20 minutes. 20 minutes, it all goes downhill.
Not really.
It's
Look at
I-
the 10 to 15 minute window. Look
hey,
how many
it's,
kills the
it's
Dire got.
still only 7k net worth. It's
Oh, but
better.
look at the kills.
It's fine.
Yeah, they're
They got
Game-
16 kills in the
They're
span
like-
of 4 minutes.
early mid game fights are going pretty badly. It looks like they're trading like
It's
4 for 2 or 1 every fight.
it's not fine.
It's not.
Oh no.
The,
The
okay.
Echo Saber Venge.
Yeah, he went the right-clicking Venge
Oh,
without picking up an
bro,
axe
no.
first.
Oh,
At least he got the
no.
facet for it.
Yeah,
And then
Did,
fought.
wait, did he buy corrosion?
I don't think
No,
the
he
Venge
did
is the
not.
problem here. It doesn't look like he had the
I
worst
mean,
stats.
them
He did not.
taking those fights is the problem, though.
They
Like
probably just
fighting on
poorly
Venge,
executed.
fighting
He-
on Venge before you have Eggs, and fighting like on Lifestealer before you have Radiance, very bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
Scurvy got the pudge again.
Yeah.
Like, Nerd has
Scurvy-
a 19-minute
Scurvy
Radiance
Pudge.
because he
Scurvy
died
Pudge.
3 times. He died. He had
Yeah.
5 deaths by 16 minutes.
Yeah, that's. If this life stealer
Rough.
doesn't fight and this Venge picks up Ags before the Echo Saber and starts building into like being more of like a damage dealer and tanky, they're probably fine. Cause like passive gets a nice 10-minute Orchid like
Yep.
against this Coddle Wyvern Weaver. Like that 10-minute Orchid can steamroll as long as these two heroes, Venge and Lifestealer, aren't showing up to the fights. It needs to just be this Clockwork Dark Willow running with the Storm.
I think
Mhm.
these teams' matchups is very favored for Weirwood's team. Because Nerd and Penguin are very low MR, and then Haptic and Scurvy are very high, and then I think Haptic is a very snowball style player, as well as maybe Nerd.
Yeah, I think
So like whoever gets the
I
early
agree.
lead is gonna snowball most likely.
if
I
you're
agree, yeah.
going purely based off MMR, this Weirwood team should fucking shit stomp everybody. But I think they might be
But
figuring
it's a
things out
Weirwood
now.
team.
Yeah, I think this
Well-
is the best Weirwood team he's ever had though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see this team doing very well as long as they keep playing like they are and figuring out their own shit. But
I don't trust Bender.
Eh,
I
As-
love
as
Bender, but
Taiwan-
I don't trust him.
As Taiwan would say, if they had Bender last series, it would have been an easy 2-0 for us.
easy.
But all right, so I don't think there's much else to say about this game. It's
A-Doctor
just
team is struggling. They
unfortunate.
gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
That's 2 rough weeks in a row.
So
Good job by
next,
Weirwood team to win a series this week. Hopefully they
next-
can continue.
next one I have is Clans versus Kingster. We all put 1-1 for the series.
All wrong.
All of us.
This
are
was
wrong.
one where we didn't know because
They
They,
hadn't really
uh,
played both teams.
they
Yeah,
hadn't played. Yeah.
they played like one series each with their full draft.
Yeah. What I'm
And
already
Steve wasn't banned
seeing
yet.
is they fucked up by just letting Hollow get one of his only 3 heroes. Hollow, he got Faceless
I wouldn't
Void,
say
and
only 3, but yeah, this is one of his best 3.
they let him have
It's not a
Faceless
great-
Void, and it's
It's not a great Void game though. Like I think he did really well.
he went time zone too.
Oh
What
shit,
the-
he
He
did.
he went time zone
Before they buffed it,
Huh.
they just buffed it yesterday.
Against the
Oh, I know why he went
Templar.
time zone against the egg.
Oh, to buff his team's attack speed against Phoenix?
To buff
Yeah.
his team's attack speed against the egg.
Huh.
That's actually fucking genius.
I wonder how Centaur ult works against Time Zone if it haste
you can
gets
just run
through.
out.
Haste makes
Yeah.
it so you can run out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, but the egg
Okay.
can't.
No,
Well, I think Cryosphere probably would have been better anyway. But they still won.
It looks
so-
like a very close game until like a massive team. They just got team wiped.
yeah.
And then it kind of snowballed from there.
Wraith King diebacked actually on that
Yeah.
swing.
Also the Centaur.
Yeah, Wraith King and Centaur diebacks.
Heck yeah, in this game.
This would have been one of the great ones to watch, I think. At least for this first game. The second game
Possibly, yeah.
looks absolutely dog shit to watch. Just looking at the stats there. But
Klon's
overall, I
played
think
well. Hollow played well.
Yep.
Klon's got
Just
a
looks like
very
they played
nice,
pretty well
easy
overall on
matchup.
there.
I would not have picked Midnight Sucker into Winter Wyvern. but that's just
I don't
me.
think they knew it was a wyvern. I think
They
they
Yeah,
were
have a
expecting
problem
something
because
else.
they kind of have the problem that 12 Bricks is not a mid player.
That is
So
true.
they're gonna pick
That's
some
true.
weird stuff for him, probably.
Yeah.
Like if I had to,
Okay.
guess, they probably thought it was Doom mid, Wyvern offlane or something instead of the
They
Wyvern mid.
also They also have Slowpoke this week instead of Steve because Steve is out now, right?
Poor
Slowpoke's
Steve.
their new
Yes.
player.
Yes.
Steve is gone.
Slowpoke is their new
Although
player.
it looks like he may have gotten out before the ship started to sink.
Yeah. So game 2, not a much better game. He went time zone again on Hollow.
Hans popped off this game.
Yeah. Hollow's really
Yes,
making
he-
time zone
I-
look
I
kind
like
of
his
good.
build.
4-2-33,
used
and
to
he
think he's
just
I
good.
like his build.
He
He-
went Radiance Axe.
yeah, he's just playing
And
off
Mage
lane.
Slayer.
He is just an off laner at this point with
Oh
Klawns being the
my
carry.
Kind of.
Wait,
Goodness,
it's
the
wait no,
kills.
it's Void mid.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
mid void. Yeah.
Yeah, Klawns is just the carry, and Hollow's
Okay.
a mid void who goes all these items, and they fucking just stomped it.
Doom and Witch Doctor beat the Wraith King Phoenix lane.
Another axe that does not do very well.
Axe Shaman lost against Night Stalker. Shadow Demon? No, wait, the Witch Doctor safe lane.
Yeah, it's
Shadow Demon off lane.
Witch Doctor, Night Stalker.
Huh.
Hmm.
Razor drew mid against Void.
I feel
I
like
guess.
that's not a surprise.
And Pingu owned this game. Really high damage on the Witch
Yeah.
Doctor.
You
First game, he had a lot of healing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Witch Doctor both games.
got almost 30k healing for the second game. How much did he have for the first?
Like
Got
24 or something.
yeah, 24k.
23K.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
this
just got stomped.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
This-
an ugly kill feed on the graph.
Ooh.
Constant death on the Radiant
Oh
team.
god, that's
Wait, what build did Hollow go in game 1?
game.
Normal void
I think he
build?
won a normal build.
Yeah, game 1 he won a
Normal build,
normal
yeah.
void
Oh,
build with
Sort
the
of,
time.
sort of.
He
He was
did not.
Octarine actually. Never mind, it's not
He
that
did
normal.
not.
He was
Oh,
Mage
yeah.
Slayer
Yeah.
late with an Octarine in the middle. Interesting build.
It
Making it work, I
worked.
guess.
It worked.
That's
12,
cool.
2, and 25.
I mean, I like seeing these. He's been playing a lot of Void, by the way. So he's definitely like cooking something with this time zone. He goes it every
Yeah,
time. It
he's
looks like as
playing it
well.
a lot.
Making it gonna be the meta eventually, really.
He's doing fairly
Plays
well
it
with
mid.
it in his pubs as
Yeah,
well.
he plays it mid.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
good now with the buff.
Oh, he's just
I feel
he's
like this is
playing mid
maybe-
a lot actually.
Maybe something they should have seen.
Goes
Yeah,
through
in
debuff immunity
prescale.
now.
Yeah,
The
especially
Fawn
after
Super
game.
popped off as well game 2.
Yeah, he's been playing it that way a lot and going mid with it too. So
Yeah, this might be a bit of a scouting issue.
yeah, but I think that is
Okay.
all for that game.
Well played
Next-
by Klon's team and good luck to Kingster team coming back.
The last one that none of us looked into is Lemon versus Bungus. We all know how the series went, but our guesses was 1-1
bet
for
straight.
Phoenix, 2-0 for Lemon for Aragorn, and 0-2 for Bungus from me. Aragorn's right.
Yep.
And how's Bungus feeling after this series?
At the end of
I
the
tried
day,
to
I
get
think
some.
they lost. Or Lemon team lost because they banned Brewmaster.
True. Copium.
Like,
Their team scared.
Loves actually did really fucking well against Bungus. I hate to say it and admit it,
That was a good job by him.
but 5.6 and 3.8 versus 4.5, 2.1. Yeah, they shit stomped this lane so goddamn hard.
Max and Leffen's beating up Bungus and
Yeah.
Protomolecule.
I don't think Sax Loves is a bad lane. I think they can actually do really well, and they proved it here. Like,
Yeah, I think their lane mechanics are probably solid for their MMRs. Also,
Yeah.
Willow is very obnoxious now, I've realized,
yeah.
playing against it.
No, watching it in your guys' series, he hits like a fucking truck in the lane. Like,
Oh, not even the lane, but later on.
even later
Man.
on, he just does so much.
See, did
I
Bungus
think
take a
I
bad
know-
facet or something?
Fungus
What
went
class did he
the self-attack speed damage amp.
Is that better than the other one?
I don't remember what the
No,
other
that is the correct facet.
Correct? There's no correct here, sir. It's better or worse.
Okay, it's the better facet.
Yeah,
Wild
it's
Hunt has a slightly higher win rate.
yeah. Wild Hunt has a higher, but just
not
lower
that
pick
much.
rate.
Looks like Beastmaster just overall is not great on Dota buff, but
Yeah.
let's see on Pro Tracker.
Yeah. Let's
Also not great on Pro Tracker.
see.
And the Wild Hunt also has higher win rate on there.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly unoptimal pick and asset choice, but
Even from the other lanes, Lemon crushed this Void Spirit. And then,
I heard there was a lot of all chat in this series.
ooh, let's go take a look at the chat log.
Like Cartographer was getting upset, Chev. The muffins
Chev,
or the
Chev,
lemon.
Chev all chat per minute goes off the charts.
He was upset about lemon picking like just mid heroes that sit there and win the lane or something.
Okay, well he must be new.
Isn't that lemon?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
lemon.
He's not used to. He's just mad.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know how you live with yourself, DK and Viper Picker vomit.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
this is
me.
when you're
real
playing against
cool.
that. You're just like fuck this.
Yeah,
He's verbalized in all chat.
it's not fun to lane against them, but like if you are the better mid player, you can beat it simply.
I mean, he picked the
Like-
freaking Void Spirit after the DK, which I
Yeah.
think is a very bad idea.
You
'cause
see the DK, you see if you know Muggsy, you know the Shakira is going offlane. Just right then and there. You know it's
I
going
mean,
off.
I don't think Bunga scouts for this league.
I think
It-
his hero pool is also pretty bad against DK. He doesn't really have many heroes that can deal with DK mid.
Yeah, what does his hero pool look like real quick?
I would say OD is probably the main hero that you can pick against DK mid. The
OD
rest of them all are nukers that just DK out regens.
Oh, they banned 2 mids. They definitely did not think this was a Lesh or a Jakiro offlane.
that's an
Yeah, that's probably a drafting.
So-
That is a scouting issue by Bungus, you lazy piece of shit.
yeah,
Well-
Muggsy's very known for this Jakiro offlane shit. We ran it.
True.
We ran it so many times last season. Like that was one of our go-tos. Was just first pick Jakiro, and we swap it between Surf's Up and Muggsy.
They
They've
screwed
also
up in the
played it
draft.
before.
So like,
Looks like there was not very much action early on this game. Just generally just getting out farmed.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then after the 20-minute mark, it's just death after death after
There's
death.
a lot of deaths in the 26-minute game though.
Yeah.
All right, game 2.
It was a bloodbath. So game 2, also a bloodbath. Loves drew his lane this time. What did Bungus have?
I guess had DK this time.
Bungus also submitted to Loves and went Frost Dragon. Oh no. And this is pre-nerf as well, where the
I mean-
armor is still doing an absolute shit ton against a hero that doesn't have any armor in
No.
lane.
They nerfed the Frost and the Poison Dragon.
The
'cause they were
Frost, the
better.
Frost is, I think, fine against
They're both good.
Tiny and Underlord this game.
I think Frost and Poison are both good facets, and the Fire one's bad, but Poison one's slightly better, sure.
I mean, this was a pretty much dead even game until they got wiped at Road.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Pretty
like,
even for the most part, and then just an absolute
I think
wipe
the
at
Storm Spirit
23.
needed to build more Meteor Hammers.
Yeah.
Well, you'll
He
see
did
in our
not have a
series about
single
that.
one.
I'm a
We'll
little
see one in our
confused on
series.
no Orchid on the Storm.
I mean, Lemon got off to a good start. Lemon team got off to a good start, and then they had like one disaster team fight at 17 minutes, and then they just won after that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Barely any mistakes, looks like. One
Mugsy's
bad team
also
fight
very
only.
Oh my. An 18-minute Battle Fury on my Ursa.
that's oof.
Yeah.
That's
Not
alright.
like this.
He's not trying, remember?
Of course.
So yeah, Mugsy is also very well known for this Wind Ranger hero.
I was winning against Ursa lane. That's pretty bad for Ursa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. For sure.
This series is definitely just a Bungus L scout. Like,
Bungus
Well-
played well game 2, but his team also just fed again, which is what I've noticed is the trend is Bungus does good or
Yes.
like okay, and then his team just massively feeds.
yeah, they just
Yeah,
they gave
he
Mugsy
said in,
heroes.
He said in the general chat that he knows what the issue with his team is, but he doesn't want to say it publicly. And
That's fair.
I feel like we all, maybe diagnose the issue for him. His team is
They're
feeding
struggling.
relentlessly.
Yeah.
I mean, if he directs
And
them more, then maybe they'll
same.
do okay.
I mean, maybe they just don't listen.
I
Yeah.
doubt it.
There's also
I
that,
know.
Blame
right?
my team too.
Yeah.
I think there was some
reckon
all chat
speak
game
to
too
that.
as well.
Well, let's go take a look. Let's see. All right, more restarting.
Or Chev.
Yeah,
Chev
more
is slow.
A
Chev.
lot of lag.
Last game I was on a slideshow. Jesus fucking Christ, real. Who are you?
Do you not play mid? See, the fact that Chev is
No.
asking this question tells me that they didn't scout.
Yeah. The Storm
They
Spirit.
don't know.
Maybe it's the Storm Spirit lagging the entire time, I guess.
Yeah, Muffin's played well this series as well. I'll point that
Skill
out.
diff. Underlord yap with me, bro.
I'm
Your
not
heroes
a
have one
yapper.
button. Just type with the rest.
Dude, I wish I played this season to also just shit talk this guy in mid like that.
Yeah,
Lemon
Chev-
did
Chev
go
is funny.
the Demon Reach facet that I did not want you to do.
Wait,
It's
Demon
good. I'm
Rage.
telling you.
I guess they're both fine. I mean, I don't think it's terrible.
Leave go burr.
It's funny, at
The
least.
cleave.
So your attack speed is really slow on Underlord is the problem.
That's why you build AC.
All right.
Muffin's played well this series.
Yeah, Muffin's played really well. He
Love's
powered
played
up for
well.
sure.
He
Fueled by a
had the
desire
He laned-
to.
he had the grudge match
He
against
laned against
Bungus.
Fungus and did well, so
Yeah.
can't
There-
knock him at all.
He had pure just grudge going into this, making sure he wins. But
Yep.
both games just absolute bloodbath, shat on by Love's team.
How many fast tiers do you think Muffin's gonna ban against me next time we play?
All
I
of
thought-
them.
See,
All of
I
them.
thought he meant
All of them.
heroes that like
No, he
play
just says
fast on
bullshit.
the map, but he
No, he
literally
means
just
fast
means
moving.
just high
Moves-
movement speed.
Yeah,
Yes,
move speed
that's what he
heroes.
means.
Aragorn is going to be playing.
Weaver has a haste spell, so that's why he's fast.
Yep.
Heal has a rush spell, that's why he's fast.
Aragorn's going to be
Naga
playing
has high
like
move
fucking
speed base, so she's
Viper.
fast.
Yeah. We're gonna have to pick you
New
a 280 move
anti-mage,
speed
the
hero.
new Bloodseeker.
Yeah, Anti-Mage has a
fast
blink,
now.
so he's fast. Bloodseeker moves fast when people get low, exactly. It's like, what carry doesn't go fast, in my opinion? Or, like, in you guys' opinion?
Tiny.
Tiny.
Okay, yeah, I'll play Tiny next.
But he does have slow resist, so you might not be able to get to play that either. So
He's
mean,
not
this is
fast, but you
Love's-
can't slow him.
yeah.
I don't know why he's so hung up about me playing fast heroes that much.
All right, so now we're getting into the games where we actually watched, some of us, and we have Tenso versus Surf's Up. I put a 2-0 for Surf's Up, Aragorn 2-0 Surf's Up, and Phoenix, you had a 1-1. And me and
Yeah.
Aragorn are correct. Let's go Surf's Up.
This was the basement burner match, right?
Yeah, the bottom two teams here for the last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let me pull up
Phoenix.
my notes. I watched this.
yeah, you took this one. Tell us about it.
Well, game one was like pretty even, at least at the start. The vision bug, like you're not able to see items right now in replays, is really annoying.
Yes,
Yeah, it was
But
very
I
hard
did
to
notice
analyze those
that-
replays without seeing
it
items.
was.
That
I-
Snow got an 11-minute meteor hammer, which kind of owned.
Mm.
I think the problem for this Tenso team is Time's End is not an offlane player. He's a carry player,
I
and
thought he was a
they
mid
keep-
player.
He is a mid
No,
player.
he's a carry.
Oh, he's like a
player.
mid end. Oh, he's plays
mid-end carry player, yeah.
a bit of.
And they keep putting him
Yeah.
on heroes that he doesn't really play, and then they're giving him the very hard role of being the solo initiator,
Oh,
Yeah.
tough.
which so Dust actually played really well this game on the Shadow Demon. He's their like high MMR player,
1.4k.
but the
more.
Mars had the issue where he was like walking around a lot trying to look for fights and not
Yeah.
doing anything when he should have just been hitting creeps.
He's just not
'Cause
farming at all.
the mid game, like the fights were like kind of even, but all three dire cores were just like hitting all of the creeps, so they just amassed like a very big net worth lead.
Okay, okay.
Then they did the thing where like 6 heroes are just in mid looking at each other, which is a classic. The lack of net worth, they kept trying to kill. They rightfully identified, I think, that the Zeus was like the problem, the big problem for them in the mid game, and they kept trying to kill him, but they didn't have enough damage. And Riley played super well in the Oracle with the saves. So, like the lack of items and net worth meant that they would get. It would take them so long to kill that the Dire would just like show up, and then it would not end well.
Rest in peace, Manta Zeus.
The Dire threw
God.
because they like went basically to the throne before getting a single tier 3. Then they died on a couple heroes with some very fun tossbacks into fountain and swaps. So it delayed the game. You
I
can see
assume
that
that's around
throw,
41
yeah,
minutes.
right at like 38 minutes.
I
So it
got
delayed
thanks.
it for a little bit, but they
Did
kind
they
of just like
not come back out on the map after getting the comeback?
yeah, they tried. They actually went for the. They managed to kill the Necro with no buyback, and they actually took a Rax. They took the top Rax, and they went for the GG push.
Oh,
I don't know if they didn't know he didn't have buyback, or they got scared, but they left when it was like a 5v4 with no buyback on the Necro, and he still had like 60 seconds left to respawn.
Do you know
weird.
what time that is roughly?
is that 41?
Because there's a point here where it shows the Necro diebacking.
Yeah, it was it wasn't. It was at like 46 minutes. It was pretty
Okay.
close to the end.
Oh,
Yeah, no. He bought back at one point when they were like doing their throwing, and then a few minutes later they killed him near the Roche pit. So they like started hitting tier 4s. They got the glyph, and then they just left. Nobody died.
Huh.
I
it's
feel
always
like
a hard fight in the enemy
like,
base. but
hindsight is 2020, but they probably should have. It was kind of a case of like playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Did anyone else have no buyback?
I'm not sure.
Because a 5 versus 4 in the enemy base when the enemy 4
Oh,
heroes all have
Spirit Breaker was
buyback.
also dead without buyback.
Okay, so they might have had like 3 more buybacks.
So it was 5 versus 3.
What?
And you back.
Oh, they had 2 people on dieback and they backed?
2 people on dieback. Yeah.
What the heck?
That's
Okay, that's pretty bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did they have like
I
nothing
believe
up or
Surf's Up
something?
may have been gold shortage, so they might not have known that one. But they should have definitely known that the Necro didn't have it.
Were they like super low HP or anything?
No,
Radiant? They just backed?
They
backed
just
to
pussied
try to get
out.
Roche, but
That
it
is-
didn't respawn.
Not playing to win, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they lost the subsequent Roche fight and then it kind of just ended from there. At like 49 minutes, they lost the Roche fight.
It's probably on their shot color. Probably Dust is their shot color, so
Yeah.
pretty big mistake to not capitalize on diebacks. when
Looking
you're
at
in a
this team,
losing
I
situation.
think you gotta swap Ronnie to offlane and put Times Down and carry.
I think I mean I like times in the late game or like the mid to late game, he was hitting really good arenas and spears. Like mechanically, he knows what he's doing. It's just like he's not.
He needs to farm more.
He needs to
Yeah.
farm more as an offlaner. Yeah, and I think also they should give Dust heroes that he can like make plays with a bit more because he
think Shadow
kind of
Demon's pretty
owned
good.
on the Shadow Demon and he was rotating a lot in the early game. But Shadow Demon is not the best hero for that, right?
They should
Oh.
take
think it's pretty
like
good.
How about the
a.
Gordon?
They need to take a page out of your guys' book with Gottney, where you'll throw him on fucking Weaver, Clink, Sniper, and just let him do his thing, and like see if that can
Yeah.
work as for
I don't think
Dust.
Dust is that kind of player.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's more like I don't know. He plays a lot of like
he can
regular
probably
+4
still
heroes.
make it
I don't know.
work though, or like even like, did they ban this
Oh,
Rubik?
look
I
at
don't
that
think changing up your
recent match
playstyle that much.
history. That
Holy
recent
shit.
match history.
Dust's play history is all losses recently.
Yeah,
Hasn't won a game in a month almost.
Could be just doesn't like the new patch.
That's
that,
kind
that
of sad.
could also be it.
Yeah.
But I think you got to put him on something that is like a more like bigger style playmaker than this SD.
And then game 2, a couple fun things happening. We had a offlane Nature's Prophet by Snow, and he went the Giga Treant facet. So he just had his his big tree boy with him in lane.
Huh.
He was completely useless for the first 30 minutes of the game, and I was gonna like
Wow.
criticize him
Classic.
relentlessly on the podcast, but then he actually just carried the game in the late game, so he gets a pass. They did a really good job, the Dire team, of
Who that
like
was?
I think
Snow, you said?
Tenso, like their lane went a lot better. They have a mid Rubik, which is kind of fun as well, and it actually kind of owned in the early game.
Okay.
They did a good job of killing the OD, and then at some point they just started getting split pushed.
I see a
Started keen to push.
really, really big net worth swing.
A lot of janky net worth swings in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of
A lot of throwing
a lot
going
of
on.
pulling
A lot of mistakes.
pulling
to
the
make.
Dire team around the map, and then like
Uh-huh.
teeping back and killing someone or losing someone. There's a lot of like really funky split pushing things going on.
What happened at like 44 minutes for them to go from 9k lead to 0 at like 4 minutes later?
And then
They
back
got
up to
double
12k.
raxed.
Oh, they just got raxed with no response?
Yeah, well, okay, so the problem was
There's,
is
like,
they
no
kept
deaths
sending
there.
back their supports to deal with the split push,
Holy.
but they couldn't really do it. So at one point, Tiny just like walked up and started clicking them, and they were like killing the Radiant heroes, but it like didn't matter. Then they would finally TP back a core, but by then the Bird and Snow would TP back and kill this. Like it was very undisciplined from the Dire.
Oh.
The Dire
Um,
actually lost this game with a net worth lead the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went down mid.
Oh, the XP lead
Uh,
swung at like 40 minutes though.
They went down mid. They got mega creeped, and their carry died. And I don't think Lifestealer had buyback from a previous fight, so they just GG'd out before the Radiant actually won the game while all of their heroes were on their side of the map.
The heck.
Yeah, the
So-
only Radiant advantage was at 19 minutes and it was 28 gold.
Yeah, they were
That's the
really far
only
behind, and the
advantage.
Dire was playing well. They just did not. They crumbled under the split push pressure of the Tiny and the Nature's Prophet.
They even have heroes that can do stuff to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not.
I-
They were
It's
not.
very
The Silver Edge was
strange.
like really good, and the Snow played really well in terms of like TPing, and they also have no travels on the Dire,
Yeah,
which I
the
think
Dire
is a
didn't give
mistake.
any.
Yeah. I feel this
Um,
Rubik hero has to
so-
get a travels if it's mid. Like
Yeah,
Most
I
likely.
mean they played a lot better in game 2. It's just I think they lost a kind of a weird cheese strat.
yeah,
They got ratted to death.
the game
Yeah.
2 is just very, very close based on kills, which this is weird. It's showing up here 33 to 35, but then 34 to 35.
Do you think it was like a preemptive GG by the Dire when they lost?
I think they were done.
They were just done playing.
Yeah,
Do you think they could have won still?
it would have been really hard against Megas. Like, it just made their.
I mean, there's
problem
only one
worse.
Rax on the Radiant as well.
Yeah. I feel like they probably could have kept playing it out, especially
gave up.
like
Probably
having
coulda,
this
they just
gold
didn't
lead.
want to.
But
They were
It was probably
frustrated
really
after getting
annoying
ratted.
because they were owning and like finally about to win a game, and then they just like get ratted to death.
it is tough mentally to handle that
Yeah,
rap Dota,
for sure.
but just gotta get that mental strength up. And just figure out how you pick off one of these two heroes that keeps ratting you to death.
Yeah.
But is that all you have for us,
Interesting
Phoenix?
series.
Yeah, I think I had my MVP game 1 was Riley on the Oracle, and
Okay.
then Dust for the Radiant in the losing effort. In game 2, I begrudgingly must give it to Snow. But I cannot emphasize enough that this hero remains useless in the early game.
I feel like
Not
it,
very good.
it can be good as a 4. Just being able to rotate and kill mid a bunch.
I don't know. The big tree is pretty good. It's just the hero itself is not. It's a shell of what it used to be for sure.
What is the other facet? Soothing saplings.
just healing.
Heals.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
healing
You
on
can heal your
Sprout,
buildings,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I will say Ronnie griefed by not
Oh.
having some sort of battle fury, or like he got sprouted
Oh, he had no
so
Falling Blade.
much at the end of
Oh.
the game and just was like not able to do anything.
Yeah,
Between the
Mag's
Sprout
blessing.
and the Bramble, it was like really bad.
Aragorn,
Mag's
is this a
blessing Earth.
game where instead of like Radiance, you go like a Battle Fury
mean,
for
you
it,
can.
or
I think you go Battle Fury. I also think you maybe take the other facet this game.
Unfettered.
I really hate that
Yeah.
other
I
facet.
don't think Unfettered is good at all against this draft. You can easily rage against everything. You can only want to get unfettered when you cannot rage preemptive. Like
I
if
guess
you
so,
can't
I guess
react
so.
to stuff.
That's true.
Like if they have an instant stun that you can't see coming, then you want that.
Okay.
Or like Bane Grip where you just want to unstun yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's like nothing that you can't use rage
React
against
to.
here.
Yeah.
Like you don't care if you get imprisoned, you can rage after that. Tiny stun, I'm pretty sure you can rage in the middle of it.
Yeah, you can.
And
Everything
there's
you
like
can
nothing
just
else, so
rage
you
out
don't
of.
need. You just get the other one because the other one actually does something. Unlike unfettered, it makes you like less magic resist. I'm pretty sure.
Even
Yeah.
even like
But they
if
did
they hit
buff
a
that.
even if they hit a perfect timing on the Willow stun coming out from banishment, you can still just auto rage it. So like you can literally just rage everything on that other team.
All right, let's move on.
All right, so
Well played
Ira, we
by
have your
Earth team.
series. You were against Emperor of Asia. We all had Emperor of Asia 2-0ing you, which sorry.
Which happens.
Makes sense.
we see Nico and he goes burr.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to cope, but it was literally 9v1 that game. Like Nico was just bopping around. Like he
Drode
wasn't
seems
even
to have
killing
played
us
really
until
well.
I mean, you guys had the
Yeah.
net worth lead the same whole game and you lost pretty much. Same thing as the other series.
Yeah.
Got
Well,
ratted to death.
Yeah.
Dyer never had more than a 600 net worth advantage.
Yeah. Also, I think around 30 minutes or 40 minutes, like my game just crashed and I couldn't
Oh.
reload, so we were out of the game for like 15 minutes.
Go
It was
see.
mental reset for everyone, which probably
Yeah.
favored them because they were losing at that point.
Um,
And Eco popped off this game.
cannot find
You
where your
actually
game
so
crashed.
is this Tinker Hero good or what?
So
I think like it's just that facet, that hard dispel facet, and we don't have any catch.
Yeah, I think
like
the
right
no
after
catch problem.
the hard dispel. Like I guess I forgot that it dispels, so my trap was useless. But yeah,
So
like
I
we all.
have some insider info on this Tinker Hero. I have someone getting complimented by like top 5 mid players saying you're making this Tinker Hero look like it's not nerfed at all. So I think once people like eventually learn how to build and play it, it's going to be a menace in anything above like Immortal 3K. I don't think it's ever going to see the day of light in like Divine or lower, but I think it is a good hero based off of what I've heard.
Yeah, and yeah, we pretty much just lost because we were split at that very like 10 minute, like the last 5 minutes. Like we were completely split, and yeah, it's just a team issue.
You
Unfortunately,
won your lane though.
Oh yeah, you guys were
Yeah.
playing like all 3 cores separated all game,
Yeah, I mean,
and sports were
I
just like
picked my
figuring out who to
hero.
follow.
I picked the right hero, and
Yeah,
True.
I owned.
you did
That's all
well.
that matters in this
I'll
game.
agree with that.
Yep.
What was your choice on this build? Why did you go so tanky?
Oh, because I think the first 20 minutes I would just melt to the March of the Machines.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I didn't like coming out of a team fight with 2 health.
how many marches did you use? Like 3 or 4 per fight?
Yeah.
You can get a
Oh.
lot off in a fight. So anything
Okay.
else for this game, One Ira?
Yeah. Pretty much our Grimstroke also just insta exploded, so we never really got the combos that we drafted for.
So
Yeah, we had
EOA
no one to
was
save him.
EOA's the off lane Weaver carry here. LC was the safe lane LCA 3.
LC did not
No,
do well, but
he is the safe laner of the.
Yeah, but EOA's playing carry sometimes the same way Gottany plays carry on my team.
Yeah.
He pretends to be an off laner in this team sometimes.
Yeah. True. True.
all
Doing
right.
17k net building damage here. So wait, what
Yeah,
happened
the
at the
game-
end? These guys just
Yeah, what?
Yeah, where does this 9k net worth throw to Dire and then back up to 12k for you guys come from?
I think that was just us trying to get megas.
oh, you forced
Okay.
megas.
Yeah. Like we got it, but we all died. But we got it.
Yep.
So no
You
biggie.
got it.
What happened at the 56-minute mark? Did you guys die back or something?
I was farming the ancients on the left side.
Oh,
BGD was farming the ancients on the right side.
okay.
Oh,
Rhodes
no.
was running it down mid, and
Okay.
when Rhodes was dying, we all ran to him, and
He didn't die.
after he died, we just kept fighting.
And just kept fighting.
Wait, he didn't die at the end though.
Yeah, he didn't. It just shows everybody
Talking
else
about
except
56
him
minute.
dying.
Oh,
Like the last fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something of that nature. Probably VGD instead
Just
of
very
Rhodes.
uncoordinated.
BGD.
So maybe you need better shot calling our team.
Yeah, who does shot call for your team?
No one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of
I think that-
assuming that answer.
No. I mean, so at the start of this season, I was like, oh, BGD is gonna make like 10 calls in like 5 seconds,
Uh-huh.
and we have to figure out like which one of those is the correct. Like 2 out of the 10 calls are correct. So
Okay,
we have to
okay.
figure out. So let's say I listen to the first call, Rhodes listens to the 7th call, and BGD does the 3rd call.
Oh no.
And
You're just all running around on your own basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
that
mean,
needs to get
when I
fixed.
look at this team, that's what I expect. I expect you guys to play some fucking ape Dota and have fun.
okay, but seriously, like we sacrificed 2 of our sentries to give Rhodes 2
No,
extra
no.
HP, and I think that
Taiwan
really
strats.
impacted our
You
our
actually
early
wait,
game.
what?
It impacted your early game and then you got off to a 17k lead anyway. That's not gonna be the main issue you lost here.
That's
If you lose the
funny.
early game, I'll accept that reasoning, but that's not why you lost the game, I think.
All right. Game
So,
2.
yeah,
What
game-
happened?
Game
Yeah,
2.
Taiwan
We did the
strats
same
are
thing.
definitely a
We
thing.
sacrificed sentries game 2.
Oh my god. Alright, do not ban Lifestealer against this team. They will
Yeah.
sacrifice their first 2
Let them
sentries.
at the life stealer.
Yeah.
You won your
game
lane
2, like,
again.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
like we were
ruins
doing
lanes.
pretty good, but um,
BGD won. You
like
want to
BGD and I were running around and killing everyone, but Rhodes would just die to like Sand King and Spirit Breaker. So like we were doing pretty well, and then we didn't have a carry.
I,
It was
I
pretty
do
not
tilted.
really a 5.
I do see Drodes consistently dying every 3 to 5 minutes. I don't think he's alive for longer than 10. Yeah, he's alive for about 10 minutes at the end of the game. And then he dies once more and you guys
smashed him
lose.
in lane. Sand
Yeah,
King
he was like
and
super
Spirit Breaker.
tilted by 3 bashes in a row, and then
Hmm.
stunned by the Sand King.
Big plays
Like
by
I can't
Bob.
blame him.
Yeah. I
don't
have a
think you should
question.
lose this lane as Lifestealer Jakiro against Sand King and Spirit Breaker. The new Sand King is pretty good until he nerfed it yesterday.
Yeah, sinking. It's now a dumpster. If you guys ever get this IO hero, do you think you win?
I don't think so. I've lost with Rhodes IO in mini,
Unfortunate.
but we have won with Rhodes Axe. So
Big,
I believe
So
that was our win this season,
very good.
and we are satisfied as a team that we have one win.
Yep. Not last.
Guys are just shooting for not last. That's
There are 3 teams below
respectable.
us right now.
Oh no, there's only
And-
one.
Oh no.
Oh, I think I'm tied with Shea Doctor.
Yeah, it's you,
Uh,
Shea Doctor, and the Tenzo team at the bottom right
and
now.
we're against the Tenso team. So we
Oh,
just
boy.
have to win that, and I think
back.
we're coasting. Yeah.
I believe in you guys. I think you guys can win a couple more games, not get last.
Yeah, I think
You
the
do have a
Tenzo
good
team lost.
tiebreaker.
The Tenzo team also lost with a huge net worth lead for the whole game, so it'll
Yeah.
be even match.
I mean, all of my past teams, like even that top 4 Tuesday team, we are like 0-6 in the first 3 weeks.
And
So
you come back.
I believe.
You guys
Yeah.
will make a comeback. I don't
So
know
what
if I
happened
see
this
you
game
guys
at, like,
making
20 minutes?
playoffs, but you guys are gonna have fun. You're gonna play some Ape Dota, and it's gonna be fun to watch
Hey,
every
I
week.
have not missed playoffs yet as a captain.
Oh,
Nice.
So still believe.
So what happened at 20 minutes in this game too? Did BGD die back here or something with his ulti?
I believe so.
I do see the
No.
dieback.
How did you lose that many heroes in a row at 20 minutes? You were ahead, and then you just had like 15 deaths in a row or something.
I think so. We got bottom Roche, and then I
Uh-huh.
saw the Quap blink into the jungle, and then I just hookshotted her, and
Okay.
apparently her entire team was there,
That was a bait.
and
And then
BGD
you
teleported
ult-
in,
Uh-huh.
and then he died, and then he
Uh-huh.
teleported in again, and he died again.
You
no.
you guys seem to have a really bad case of save a buddy syndrome. Just let the idiots die, man.
Yeah, but we are all the idiots.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well.
Yeah. That is one way to play it. If one
Yeah,
if
if you had
one
a good
idiot
shot calling on this
dies,
team,
all
it'd be
the
like
idiots
very
die.
beneficial. If someone was had
Pirates,
good shot calling on this team,
it's
it'd be
time to
beneficial.
it's time to take charge of your team. You must be the shot caller.
Say, oh, we shouldn't take
If
this
it-
fight
it-
because someone died on accident.
If your team doubts you, you can just point to the 2 Dota Buff lane ones when they all lost their lanes.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
I'm better, so listen to me.
I am the only person winning my lane. Listen to
Yeah.
me now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Taiwan's gonna do Tango delivery strat next week.
Oh yeah, the strat I taught him after I gave Phoenix a set of
Does that even work?
tangos.
Does that
That was
even
so
work? Does it
funny.
not despawn on the
No.
courier?
No. He passed it to me, and then I
Then
just
he
have
gives
this
it back to
tango
him.
in my, and then he just left. He just walked away.
It's
Okay.
not even a full set. It's just one tango.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
It's just a clear up an inventory spot for him.
Well, you can set it on the courier, right? Does it despawn on the courier?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That'd be funny though. Yeah, Taiwan strats are very memey.
All right.
Yeah. So
All right.
yeah.
What else do you have, Ira?
Oh, the previous week we tried the bottle strat. This week we tried
For OD.
the sentry strat. So we're gonna try to figure out what we need to do next week.
Maybe figure out what hero symbol likes his 5 or put him on a different role again.
It's time to put him in ogre jail, I think.
I'm excited to see what strat you guys have cooking up for us next. But Phoenix is on a tight schedule. Gotta move to
Move
the
it
next
along,
series.
move it along.
Well played by Emperor Avasia team this week.
It's very well played. All right.
Especially coming back from game 1.
So now we have Geeky Jiki versus Mobite. We all put 1-1 for the series again. We're all fucking wrong. We all
Happens.
we like 1-1s. We want both teams to win. And
So in this
How is
series,
stand-in?
so I took the look at the series, and there was a stand-in for Kikijiki carry, which was Jill, I believe, is Rin's name, maybe. Yeah, they were missing Matsu, and then Mobite was also missing as a captain on his own team, and Tomo was also not there, so they had 3 stand-ins still for the series.
Jesus.
But looking at the graph of game 1 is like very back and forth. Is pretty much what I saw the entire like first half of the game. Literally, it was like after lanes ended, it was just fight, fight, fight. Run at that
Yeah.
guy. I see a guy on the map and run at him, and then oh, I overextended and died. And just is back and forth, lots of dying.
There's so many
Uh,
deaths for the Radiant team on this graph.
Valen came out of lane pretty well with Viper Jakiro against Ursa. He didn't have a good lane, or she didn't have a good lane on Ursa. And the mid lane, Zeus got a solo kill on Pun. Gar got a solo kill on Pun as SF. And it's just like a lot of brawling pretty much and like running at each other. Until eventually Valen got picked off in the bottom Radiant lane. And then the Radiant took a fight in the enemy triangle while Valen was dead, which was very confusing to me. So they basically just got owned because they were fighting 4v5 in the enemy side. And then after that, the Dire team pretty much just snowballed their way to victory. Just kept playing pretty aggressively and taking pickoffs when they could.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Not
think that's a
really.
classic way to play against the Jerbear team.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Gerber
Like-
actually was pretty active. I saw this game.
Oh.
He showed up to a good
Mm.
amount of fights, but there was also, I guess that was game 2 moment for Jerbear, but I don't think Jerbear played bad. He just didn't have their team fight coordination was just pretty poor overall. And Pun was very farmed for a while, but then he eventually messed up and died a few times.
That
Like he
hurt
got solo
someone
killed
SF.
mid once, and then he got overextended chasing early game to like dive tier 1, and then Zeus TP'd in and killed him.
It looks like he went
And
hardcore into like a magic damage style SF.
yeah, he actually ended up getting like a cool clip I might send you, but like he solo killed Zeus late game with just in the jungle 1v1. He double ulted him.
What did you think of this magic SF? Just looking at it,
It was pretty underwhelming,
underwhelming.
but I don't know. It just felt like they were not. They didn't focus objectives. Is kind of the problem, and they were just like wandering around a lot on both teams. And then Dyer just did a better job of actually getting kills, is what I noticed.
Can you see what talent he took at 15 on SF?
Yeah, let me get a look. At 15, he took Shadow Rays damage.
Yeah,
Oh,
watching
yeah.
these replays without any items to look at in the inventory, just like 2 random items out of their whole item set was very annoying. It was like saying, "Oh, can they go in? Do they have cooldowns already? Like, is BKB on cooldown? I don't know. I don't even know what they have actually." So it's
Yeah,
just
I feel
like
like it would
looking
have
at
been a
positioning pretty
perfect
much more than
lineup
anything.
if he had the minus armor on towers.
I've heard good things about the other facet on Shadow Fiends. You can rack up so much minus armor in lane and just absolutely crush people.
I mean, these drafts are also they start off pretty well. I think the first couple of picks of both teams from this draft are very good, and they just devolve into like just picking whatever, I think. I don't think these drafts were very well constructed near the end.
That is the style of RD2L drafting.
Like, I don't know why you really want Viper against these 3 heroes that much. It's like, okay, and then you pick Ursa into Viper, it's like, I guess. I don't really know why you want these.
They are they picking comfort? Doesn't
Kind of?
kind of, yeah.
I mean, I know Valen likes Viper.
Ursa's Jill's
played.
most played, so they might just be picking comfort.
Probably just
honestly,
picking more comfort, but yeah.
which
It's just very awkward drafts. Yeah, Dyer just capitalized on being ahead after the mistakes that Radiant made, essentially,
yeah,
on game 1.
ending with a 35k net worth lead is pretty nice.
Game 2 was definitely more interesting in terms of, like, back and forth, but... Actually, the game 1 was pretty action-packed, but
Game
Game 2
two
was, like,
has a
very interesting.
fucked net graph.
Yeah, they got
That's-
super stomped coming out of lanes. It was 7k net worth lead at 10 minutes.
18k at 26, and then it drops
OD
down to 3k.
got like 2 solo kills on Pun mid. Gar solo killed Pun twice mid as Arc Warden. And then the offlane Axe and Snap or Hoodwink just like they did okay, but then the Razor and Jakiro just like giga stomped Night Stalker and Centaur lane.
That makes sense.
Night Stalker Centaur.
At the early part of the lane, Night Stalker Centaur, like right when they hit level 2, they punished and killed Razor instantly, but then after that, the
Yeah.
Razor's got his level 2 link. Razor got level 2 link, and then
Your
Jakiro was
lane's
just too
now
much for
over.
those two heroes, both melee. They got hit by dual breath a lot. They just couldn't handle those two anti-melee heroes, basically.
Ooh, I see double dieback at 1850 on Night Stalker and Shaman.
I think the fight was just really long, and I don't think they actually bought back. It was just like it considered them dying at the same time.
The first Night
Like the Night
Stalker
Stalker
death
deaths were
is
like
at,
a minute and a half apart.
yeah, the first Night Stalker death is at 1857. The next is at 2031.
They kind of just got stomped early game. They just kept trying to defend objectives that they were too weak to try to defend, and they were playing all split as well, so they kind of just had this issue on the Mobite team where they would just like mass TP to save someone after they were gonna die no matter what. I
Classic.
noticed that in game 1 as well when they just like TP'd everyone to fight at the outposts near Roshan when Jakiro was getting ganked. It's like, why do you really want to TP 3 heroes to save your pos 4? It's not worth it.
Man, this Mobile team is also a 3 immortal lineup. Two
I mean, they have 2
3.7s
stand-ins
and
this
then
week, so they have 2 stand-ins and their captain's missing, so they can understand why they would have issues this week.
yeah.
Jerbear had a really funny moment in this game where he was farming like in between Dyer's tier 1 and tier 2 area, and then they came to gank him, and Axe missed call, and he raged to walk away, and then he just didn't TP until after rage ran out, and then they stunned him with Ice Path.
Classic.
Good old
Yeah, he
classic
just
Jer
waited.
Bear.
He literally had TP up, and he just decided to wait until end of rage to TP. Like rage ran out, and then he TP'd, and he's just like, huh? Okay.
Is
feed.
this how rage works?
Tao made a lot of good plays this game, actually, despite them losing.
And despite
Like,
being a Centaur 4.
Yeah. The whole reason they started
Oh,
comeback is because when
The
Dyer came to
eggs.
push the high ground on top tier 3, they perfectly executed on Radiant with like Night Stalker ulting and then Centaur ulting, and Jerry Bear was infested inside of Centaur, and then they just like were kind of low on Dyer because they did the Tormentor before, but they weren't super low. They stole the Tormentor and then they went high ground without like regenning too much. So the Hoodwink was like half HP, and the Razor was very low with Aegis. So they kind of started on a bad start going high ground, which is a mistake by Dyer, but Radiant punished it very well. They had a like pretty decent comeback from that, and then they just like didn't play to win. They stopped. They just all went to hide again after they had that team fight. So then they didn't really gain much on the net worth, only a bit. But then Dyer got Aegis again, and they went to push high ground bottom tier 3 this time, and they kind of just got outplayed again, where they initiated on Lifestealer, and then Centaur had Aghanim, so he like saved Lifestealer with the cart, so they couldn't finish him off. Or no, it was Night Stalker. They went on Night Stalker, and then they saved Night Stalker, and then he came back after healing with BKB and just cleaned up the back lines. And it was just like they were clawing their way back into the game, but then Dyer finally remembered maybe we should actually take a good team fight instead of just feeding. And then they started to win again. It was kind of boring after that.
Unfortunate. Seems like a nice action-packed game, at least, from both games.
It was impressive to see them come back from the high ground fight.
Anything else you have for this one, Aragorn?
Not really.
Alright, well,
Well, I guess I would say the series pun made the most mistakes that I noticed. And Valen just had like low impact overall. He was basically a support both games in terms of net worth.
net worth is a little low in comparison to every
then-
other core.
The Dire cores just played all pretty well. Well, the dire team just played pretty well both series, both matches.
Oh, good on Kiki Jiki's team.
Yep.
Seem to be continuing to do well. We'll see how they do next week against you guys. And speaking
that
of
should
you
be
guys, I
fun.
had your series. First game, an actual fun game to watch. The laning stage, win, draw. It was kind of boring laning stage. The most that I saw was this dire off lane, both overextending a little bit too much, having Bird get picked off, and then you guys overextending a little bit, and someone dying there. But
I mean, I would say the laning stage went well for us because my other two lanes were lowering their HP so much that I was super fast.
yeah, that was one of the overextensions that Andy and Bird did, where everybody on the dire team was like at a quarter HP, and they just walked up too far, and you just ran them, both of them down under the tower. Basically, it was unfortunate, but
I think the main issue for them in the off lane is they went 1-by-1 too much.
yeah,
We
They-
2v1 them a lot of the lane.
it was either one by one or Bird walking over past like the medium camp to the side and getting chased down by a lich, and you just continuously speeding up and running over to kill him.
Pretty much.
But it was still only a 1k net worth lead for you guys at 12, which I think is pretty good. The
They
net
played
worth,
like the first 4-5 minutes pretty well, and then they just started going into the lane 1-by-1, and we would just go on them 2v1.
yeah. But this net worth graph is very telling in the game. It is a very like close back and forth game.
Yeah, it was
But
fun.
a lot of the mistakes that I saw were just Spanky kinda being in the wrong place every time for each fight and just being the first one caught out. There was almost no initiations from Spanky that ever went anywhere because he didn't get a chance to initiate.
He was playing against Lich Armor as well, which made his right clicks pretty weak.
Yeah.
And
The
Razor.
first like major thing I saw was around, didn't put the time stamp, but it was around 22-24 minutes where you guys went to their Tormentor. Gottney throws out bugs onto the Tormentor. No scan comes out from the Dire team, but you guys scanned them. I think you guys did pick them up on their tier 3, but
Yeah, I'm pretty
Andy...
sure that's why we backed off.
Yep. Andy walks down into the tree line, is getting hit by Tormentor because of the bug that's still on the Tormentor.
Weaver bug, yeah.
And Andy winds up the fucking ulti on Sand King, blinks in, stuns no one because there's no one there. And then there's also a terrorize that comes from the Willow on absolutely fucking nobody.
And we got to see that because of the Weaver bug. We saw them fail.
Yeah. And so I almost cried watching that, honestly, because it was so sad because the play feels so right, but it's still so wrong because it's just a Weaver bug.
It was very sad for them. But then we went back in and they still initiated on us.
Yeah, you guys went back in, they still tried to go on you guys with nothing
They had a
really.
good initiation.
It was
No,
good, but they just
Starter
don't have any
Storm
spells.
went on us.
Like,
Yeah, they didn't have the damage because of no Sand King ult.
and then there was a absolutely beautiful fucking almost ravage from the Slardar around the 27-minute mark. I think it was near the Roche pit where he just blinks in, stuns 5 of you guys, and then you guys just eat a fucking chain, or they ate a chain frost from Fourth World. I honestly think this Lich is probably the MVP from game 1. He played
pretty well.
He played fucking phenomenally. There were
He did
so
feed
many
a few
good
times,
ultis.
but it happens.
I mean, he didn't feed more than Spanky did, in my opinion. Spanky was having a lot.
But we
of
didn't
rough
force the
calls.
fight after he feeds. We just like,
Yeah.
okay, he died, and we're not gonna fight there.
There was just it always looked like the Dire team just had a very, very rough time fighting you guys.
No, did you see the early game before Phenix had his blink?
Oh, it was so sad.
We were getting crushed in the early game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got crushed in the early game.
Look
Like,
at that that streak where we had like 8 or 9 deaths in a row with no retaliation kills.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes was going so well for them, but they still
Like
didn't
our lanes
have
went well, but then they started capitalizing on their draft, being very aggressive.
even
Yeah, we team wiped them like a minute after I got blink, and that kind of turned it
Yeah,
around.
because
Yeah.
they dove Odin mid, and I was like, all right, let's fight mid. And then everyone TP'd, and we turned the game around from there.
Yeah, I forgot to write that one down. They went in and got the kill on the or no, this one is a different
We put
fight.
Lich armor on him.
They went in and dived on the T1 on Gottney.
Yeah.
They got the kill on Gottney, and then Spanky came in late and tried overextending on Odin there. And then just they got wiped by a fucking Chain Frost again.
I played that fight super well, I thought.
Yeah, you did as well. There was a lot of good like kiting and just
Phoenix
placement
had a
on
really
your
good call.
silence. Phoenix did.
With Blink Blade Mail, he got them all low, and I cleaned everyone up.
Like almost every fight I saw was you guys playing it well, and
Except for one of them.
Yeah, we got
Roche fight.
destroyed at Roche. We got team wiped.
The Roche fight.
Yeah.
The first Roche fight was terrible.
it
Oh,
was 33 minutes. I literally wrote
Yeah.
good fight for Dire, but I don't know why I can't see into the matrix. If you guys want to talk about that fight, I can also clip it and throw it in here, but I have no idea why that fight went so poorly for you guys.
I basically BKB'd to get Sand King, and then he pressed Yules, and I was like, okay, I ran over to get Storm, and then Storm zipped away, and I was like, okay, my BKB's over.
I also wasted my BKB.
So we basically just got outplayed in that fight really hard.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did really well.
Yeah, there's so many bad engagements that I saw, which I'm flaming this Dire team so hard. Which I
Well,
don't
they
mean
Rockets
to.
played very well, I would say.
Wait. So Phoenix, how much did you Venmo Spanky and Han to play this game?
This game started
Han was
really
just-
late.
Oh yeah,
because
we started
Good
super
Guy-
late. Yeah.
Good guy
Yeah.
slept, so they found Han to like. They were on a lot of off rolls this game, so
Yeah, they were.
I also had the lobby as an all pick lobby, so the guy who was gonna cast it was searching for captain's mode games and didn't message me during that, so he didn't know it was
Oh,
supposed to
God.
be. He didn't see the lobby for the whole
Yeah,
time
it
we were
was-
in lobby,
it
so
was
he's
a bit
very
of a shit show.
confused. So it's my bad for having it on all pick, and then we had to remake because I started the game in all pick as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guy was very late, so he wasn't in the game one, so they got Han as a stand-in.
There,
He played okay.
there was a funny
Actually-
moment around 37 minutes where you guys were diving them past the T3, and you guys still hadn't taken a
Oh,
T3.
that was a weird fight.
It was a very like no, I don't think anyone died. Maybe
I don't think anyone
just
died
the
either.
Lich and the Willow, I think. But
We
you
just
guys were
super dove.
you guys were right next to the Ancient, just fighting them.
Yeah.
Having taken no
They're near
tier
their-
3, no
they're-
T4s,
They're close
nothing.
to the fountain, actually.
Yeah, it was very close to the
And
fountain.
we're
I
like,
was-
okay, this is not working. Let's get out. We had
But-
like 2 or 3 deaths on the way out.
Most of what I saw was just Spanky getting caught out, unfortunately, before fights began, and so he's popping BKB, having to run out, come back in with no, or he didn't have BKB, I forget. And then
Han started dying once we got Gleipnir, so we could actually hold him down, and then it's like Lich gazed him a lot.
yeah,
And we followed up with like Axe Call and Abyssal Blade.
the last thing I wrote down was a absolute fucking feed from Han at 4830, where he zipped onto.
Oh, I know why he did that.
I think he zipped onto the Razor in the mid river.
They saw me BKB when I was pushing the middle tier 3, and then we just backed off because I used my BKB not in a great way. So then they just like, okay, time to go, basically.
Yeah.
And he just like super jumped ahead of his team, and we insta killed him.
Yeah, no, his entire team was still in his base.
Oh, plus we had someone TP back. I'm pretty sure it was Odin.
The
that
team,
TP'd back.
his team was in his base, and he just zips into 3 heroes in mid and
'Cause
dies.
they saw Odin TP back to deal with bottom tier 3 wave.
I,
And then I didn't have BKB, so he tried to force something basically.
I watched that feed, and it was just really sad.
There's also a
But-
really cool play when Spanky was pushing mid while we were doing Roche on top, where I told Phoenix to TP back, and then we both like perfectly TP'd to get him before he got out.
Yeah, I saw that one as well. It was a good one.
And then Phoenix couldn't dunk because I was pushing him during Rupture.
That was so funny.
Watching that interaction between Bloodseeker and literally anyone where you just right click them and get pushed continuously is fucking hilarious.
It's
Yeah.
good for Bloodseeker because you're
It's-
fast when they're low, so you just keep moving with them.
Yeah.
But
But-
it messes up your team because they're getting pushed around everywhere.
Yeah, I think that
That's
is all
funny.
I have for game 1. Game 2
Yeah.
is
Pull it up.
so incredibly
game?
depressing. 36-0 in 20 minutes.
Gotta be a ticketed record.
I could only watch 15 minutes of this game because I was just tired of watching the Dire team get bullied as hard as they were.
They did get wrecked.
Like it all started with just Bird randomly walking into 5 Heroes bottom while the rest of his team is top sitting for the top runes.
We
I
had
don't
a
know
ward
why
to catch him.
I don't know why he was there. Like I'm so confused.
He was probably gonna go for the rune, but I don't know. We had a ward, and it's not the worst thing
Yeah.
he did.
And then it was just so much of people trying to think they can kill Phenix or thinking they can kill Gottney or literally anybody just thinking, hey, we can do something here, and you guys just instantly turning it. MVP
Marshall
for this
super
game
popped
is
off.
absolutely the Clockwork.
Odin also played very well.
Odin played amazing. This
I
Clockwork
mean,
had
everyone played
so-
well except me. I just was there.
You were
But
just
you're on the
there.
fast hero, so
I'm on a fast
That's
hero
what
too.
matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I had 2 good songs. They were fun.
Naga is too fast of a hero.
people
You don't
out.
get to play it next week. Sorry.
Damn.
But after watching
Yeah.
this clock power cog's larger radius looks so busted to me. Like,
Guess how many wisdom runes they got this game?
oh, I didn't even pay attention to the wisdom runes.
They
If I
got-
had to take a guess, only 2 sets spawned. I gotta say they had to have gotten 1 at least.
They got 0.
We got 0.
We bullied them. We got all
Yeah.
the wisdom runes.
This was
100%
probably the
wisdom
most
rune
painful.
Look at
retrieval
Nyx
game.
rate.
is level 6 at the end of the game. He was level 5 at 15 minutes.
Yeah, and there was like 4 people level 5 at 15 minutes. It was
Yeah.
painful.
They were struggling.
I think I quit out of the replay at 15 minutes where I saw 4 people still level 5 and you guys had 21 kills at 15
Look at-
minutes, so you guys
look at-
managed to get 15 more in 5 minutes.
Look at the first time in Warlock's inventory.
Yeah, he didn't even use the Black Grimoire.
You have to get kills to use it.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you can use it for 1 set of 250, but
He couldn't get anything for the Black Grimoire. He would have been better off taking the other one, but
I think
that's
XP counts are
hindsight.
generally bad. This is this kind of thing.
Fucking 3 people with a faded brooch item. 1 on your team, 3 on the other, actually.
They tried to like all in to get 1 kill at the end of the game, but they couldn't.
Max
say
OP.
three.
I've watched them try to all in to get 1 kill at 12 minutes into the game when you guys were up 16 kills.
The mech on Phoenix kept us all up.
There was a fucking awful period of time where they just kept TPing in 1 by 1 to the bottom T2 tower while you guys
Yeah.
were sitting next to their
Oh, yeah, look at that
tormentor.
graph. Look at that graph. Beautiful 0 deaths. for us.
It's it is a
I've never seen
painful.
that.
It's a painful one to look at. I feel really bad for this Dire team watching this second game.
That was a rough game for them, I'm sure. Oh yeah, Spanky messaged you in the middle of the game, right, Phoenix?
I
He
don't
said it was
remember.
not a real game or something.
Oh yeah, no, he messaged our RD2L Discord. He goes, "This is not a game of Dota."
This
no.
I looked at the chat log just now for this second game and seeing Bird say, "Okay, second point, you know my MMR is 3.3k,
Oh,
right?"
that's because we were banning out his heroes.
This guy said he hates bugs and then picked one. Classic bug behavior.
It's because we banned 3 of his heroes in the draft, so.
He may be 3.3k technically speaking, but his Phoenix and Wyvern are still good. Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw him playing it on Dota buff, so I was like, I'm not gonna let this guy who's playing like a hero spammer play their heroes. It's just not worth it.
you don't give the former like what almost top 500 immortal player on 2 heroes.
Yeah, I'm
You don't
not
give
that
him
worried
those
about what
two.
MMR you are. If you're playing only 3 heroes, I'm gonna ban those 3 heroes.
Yeah.
It'll make you go from like 3k to to like 500 or more. I don't know.
I think he's still
Okay.
Play
probably
really
close
bad
to like.
if-
I think he's still probably close to like 5-6K on those two heroes specifically, but
Yeah, so I think it's
he
worth
drops.
banning your good heroes if you're
Yeah.
only playing a certain amount of heroes.
He will
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
legitimately 3K on everything else except
Yeah.
Phoenix and Wyvern. So,
Okay, I gotta run.
all right.
Bye.
I will have
We'll do
you
predictions later?
submit. Just send me your own predictions later, Phoenix, and we'll just go speed run
Okay.
those between us three real quick.
Will do. Sounds good. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining, Iro.
Bye.
All right, bye.
All right, let me go ahead
Can I do predictions now?
get this screenshotted so I can draw
You want to
on
do
it.
predictions, Ira?
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
hoping he is.
What do we got first?
All right,
Going from the top?
Yeah, let me draw some letters real quick.
Easy 2-0 for my team is my prediction.
Yeah, I already
Not
figured
easy,
that.
but probably. I think we'll win.
I believe in the power of friendship, so I think it's a 1-1 at least.
I gotta give it a 2-0 to Aragorn.
I think we'll 2-0 this week, but I don't think they're terrible.
I don't think they're bad. I just think you guys are better.
I think our team is just very good.
So the
They
next
could
one,
upset us. I can see it happening.
yeah, I can see it happening as well. I
I don't think we're
Friends
unbeatable.
back.
I think it's hard to do. All around good guy versus Icicle. I gotta put it in favor of Icicle
Both of these
2-0.
teams are the teams that lost against my team. Like they haven't lost the game except against my team, so we'll have to see how they do against each other.
I'll put a good guy at 2-0. I don't know how well Icicle is gonna jive with its new carry.
Yeah, they
so-
don't have Tommy anymore. I mean, Icicle is chill, so he'll play well pretty much anyway. I think they'll have to readapt maybe.
I believe too much in Matt Joe, man, not to put it for a 2-0 for them, especially after watching them get dumpstered in 20 minutes with 0
Yeah.
kills.
Having experience playing against both these teams, I definitely think we had a better series against Icicle. Like it was more competitive.
Yeah.
But then they had stand-ins, so or they had a good guy stand in game one, and they had a stand-in for V, who's usually their mid player, so they were doing some role shifting on this good guy team last week.
What do you got
So it could just been an outlier week for the good guy team.
Yeah. What do you got the record going for it? What do you think?
I think the Icicle team will 2-0.
2-0 for Icicle. Alright, so we got Lemon versus Han. I'm now on kind of a love strain here. I hate to say it, but I think he's playing really fucking well. And I think
Yeah.
Lemon will still be able to do decently well into Han, and these side lanes are going to crush for them. So I'm putting 2-0 for Lemon.
Same.
Yeah, I think Han team will struggle this week with Lemon, unless like Han bans out every single Lemon hero, which I think is probably a good strat. If you get Lemon on a non, just like draw a mid hero, then Han can maybe take over the game.
Yeah. Well, so
Otherwise,
what
they're
did you
gonna struggle. I think. So I think Lemon will 2-0.
full
well.
2-0 for Lemon? We'll see if we get a prediction curse.
Hmm.
So the next one, Klon ZOA. I'm still on a Nico hype train as well. I think he's one of the people learning how to play Tinker, and so they're gonna have to ban it, or else things will go very badly. So I'm putting an O2 for EOA.
I mean, looking at their
but-
match history, they have not. I think both teams have not won against a good team yet.
I'm actually changing
only week
mine.
3, so.
I don't want to go against my boy Hollow, so 1-1 now.
I go 2-0 for Clons. I have to root
Ooh.
for him since I made him captain. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Klon's is a cool game.
Aragorn, what about
Um,
you?
I mean, I think it's hard to draw conclusions of these teams. Even
It
after this
is.
week, I don't think it doesn't matter who wins. I think I'll still be confused on how to analyze these teams, but I will say 1-1.
All right, we got Mobite Weirwood. I think
1-1.
I want to say this Weirwood team is like coming into their own on how to play with all these players, especially with like the shifting around of roles a bit, Bender being tilted from not playing +5 or something.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna give it to Weirwood, the 2-0. But I think this will probably be a very competitive series regardless.
I think in this series I will go with 2-0 for Mobite's team because they only lost when they had 2 stand-ins basically. And Weirwood team pretty much just won because they had a really good matchup into the Shea Doctor team, I think. Just the way the teams were structured.
Yeah. So
I
next,
think Mobite team will bounce back with the 2-0 this week.
I still think Mobite team is good. I think they can do well, do good things.
Always believe in the Jer Bear.
True. As long as he learns how to TP out during Rage.
Yo, if he learns how to do that, that's fucking big for their team. It's gonna be so big.
It is a one-time mistake, probably.
So the next one we got Kingster versus Surfs Up. I'm putting 2-0 for Surfs Up.
I agree.
I built that team, or I helped build it at least, and so I will always favor Surfs Up team in the end.
Yeah, 2-0 for Surfs Up. Kingster lost Steve, so
I
that's like a nothing team.
think Steve saw the beginning of the end happening, so he bailed.
So that was a 2-0 for Surfs Up for you as well, Aragorn.
Yeah. I think Kingster has given up on his Monday team very early, like after they lost the series, basically.
Unlucky. So the next one we got is Bungus Shea Doctor. I am just purely putting this at a 1-1 for the power of friendship between Passive and Nerd. I want to see them do well, but I also don't know how Bungus is going to solve the issues of his team.
I mean,
Well, that reminds me, I have to put Nerd out of the zoo.
he's in the zoo still.
He can stay there. He enjoys it there with Drones.
I think this will be the first series that Shea Doctor team can actually get a 2-0.
I can see
Bungus
it.
like has to be able to have someone else on his team perform well consistently, not just himself. 1v5ing is not real in my opinion. It's like more of a meme than an actual strat.
If Loves can beat Bungus in lane, Nerd can beat Bungus in lane.
I don't
believe.
think they'll win the lane.
Although Nico did 1v5 us, so
Yeah,
So
I'll give it a 1-1.
1-1.
I'll
We
say
got-
2-0 for Shea Doctor.
We got a lot better spread of guesses for these series for the most part. And now the last one, Ira versus Tenso.
Boy,
I actually think this is one of the only series Ira can 2-0 as well.
I think so.
So
The game you guys won was a throw by their team, right?
What?
let's go see.
Was it a throw?
It
was when VG was playing Sniper, right?
Yes, it was a throw.
Not really. I wouldn't say it was a throw because we capped
I mean,
on
they had
high ground.
15k net worth lead right before the end.
Yeah, it went from 15k to 1k within
Did
the
they
span
just
of
like
3
dive
minutes.
to the high ground and feed or something?
No. Like we won all these team fights outside of the pit.
What the heck?
Oh, what the?
They killed BGD
Like-
and then they just got wiped?
Yeah.
How?
Pretty much.
That
That's crazy.
sounds like some throws to me.
And then they just die back and lost? You guys just smoked them in 2 back-to-back fights?
That's
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think it
Okay,
was like
I'll play
3
it.
fights.
Okay.
So yeah,
But
Interesting.
yeah,
I'll put it 2-0
I
for
haven't
Ira.
found any. I haven't found any strats to do with Taiwan, so we might actually play normally. So I'll give it
Oh,
a
shit.
2-0.
Actually gonna win. Winning strat.
A normal series from you guys would be very disappointing to watch, but it'll be more exciting to see you guys 2-0.
I think
You have time to give us ideas.
I think Tenzo needs to actually figure out who's shot calling in this team if they aren't doing any like you guys are. These last two teams like need a shot caller to do well, I think.
Yeah, I would assume Dust is the one shot calling as the pos 4, but
Sometimes people just don't like to talk. It doesn't matter what MMR you are.
yeah. So what do you have for the series there, Aragorn?
1-1.
1-1.
I don't know.
All right. Well, that is gonna be us wrapping up here. Got the predictions finished. I've gotten.
Well, I kind of hope that Tenzo wins the game basically, so they don't get totally defeated season.
It. It would be sad to watch a team go 0-16.
That hasn't happened before because we usually have like a bye.
Yeah,
so
they
then take
usually get a
win.
bye or something, but if there's no disbands, they're not getting a bye. Which
Yeah.
we're at week 4 now. We're halfway through. I don't see a team disbanding within the last 4 weeks.
I think Tenzo could disband if they get to a bye.
Which if they do disband, they are now an 0-16 team technically. So
Kind of.
No. The strat is we're gonna 2-0 him and we're gonna disband.
Oh, big brain.
that still can lead to them going 0-16. So I like it.
You tow them and you both disband.
That'd be crazy.
I don't do that though.
But
That'll be fun this season though.
these
Obviously, my team is
are
stomping.
the current standings for how everything's going. Hopefully we get some nice fun games to watch next week. Hopefully I
Yeah.
can get a different captain besides Ira to want to come on to this.
Hopefully the replays are not bugged next week.
Hopefully I would really enjoy not having to look back and forth between the game and Dota buff and the build sheet to see what the fuck people have at times.
Yeah.
But new patch as well. We're probably going to be sitting on this patch for a bit of time, but no one knows with Valve and how irregularly they want to do patches. But
Thanks for coming on, Ira.
yes, Ira, thank
you
you
for
for being
inviting me.
here. You are the first captain. How was it for you? What did you think?
It was pretty alright.
All right.
I will take pretty
Phoenix leaving
alright.
early was kind of a bummer, but
He
Yeah,
had to
Getting
go
to-
for his ATL games.
yeah, at 80-12. But
I guess
that is
that'll be
all
it for
for
this week.
us. We will see you guys next week. Again, please send me clips. I've gotten nothing this week. I need clips. Please.
I'll probably send you some.
I'll take any clips, honestly, at this point. Or
I'm gonna
someone
go
come
get
edit
clips
this.
of I'll get clips of drones eating the wards and I'll send them to
Nice,
you.
nice.
I'll take that. I will happily take watching droids eat wards. But
I
again,
guess that'll
if
be it.
anybody wants to edit this and I go get clips myself, that would also work. Please DM me. Thanks.
All right.
But that is all. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good whatever time of day it is for you.
We'll see you next week.
Bye bye. Good night.